Hi everyone, my name is Keerthi, and for this hackathon, I built a project called Stock Market Pulse using Prophecies AI. The goal of this project is to answer two questions from the stock market data: which companies are behaving unusually today, and which industries or sectors are seeing the most activity and the most unusual stocks. For this, I have used the Kaggle datasets. Let me show you the three files that I have used. One is the company's data that has the company information like sector and industry. The other one is the index, overall market S&P index information. And the third one is about the stocks. It has the daily stock price like opening, closing, and trading volume. So using these three data sets, I can also use Prophecies chat AI for for looking at the data sets, for data sets, data exploration. So for first, my first prompt is like looking at the data sets and provide me a five sample rows for each table. So I can look at the data directly here on the UI instead of like going back and forth with the CSV files. This is a great feature. And once I get to understand like what data does it have, it also prompted me that I can join the data sets using a symbol column. So I have proceeded to ask for a prompt saying, hey, join the stocks and the company's data using symbol field. And after it executed, I have found that there are null values of the open, close, and the volume, which I think is does not work if I have null values in them. So after joining, I have asked to remove the null values and and then I can proceed to detect the unusual movement. So before proceeding, I asked to create a column called daily return. So it helps me understand based on the opening and closing price. So that gives the absolute value of return. So I also asked to create an absolute. The AI might have created even without me specifically asking. As I give commands on the left, it quickly helps me build the pipelines on the right. So that's a great feature where I can visually see which exact step is this working on currently. So once I have that, I have proceeded to identify calculating what's the return index. So based on the previous day's close and the current day close, I have got the return index. So I think from an industry standpoint, if the average stock price went up more than 3% in one day, then I think it's unusual. So I have asked it to use the 3% and labeling it as unusual, and otherwise just keep that as normal. And I also wanted to work on the spikes, which I think from an industry business standpoint, if like the volume of stocks that have been executed on a specific day, if it's twice on an average, then it will be called as a spike. So I took a rolling average of 7-day volume and I asked the AI to generate a label for that. So as it generated me all of this, I have marked it as a stock alert, which marks me the unusual spikes and gives me all the data. So it is great to see the dashboards. And when I asked to create a dashboard, it created me dashboard in just few seconds after the final data set has been created on stocks. So as you can see on the right, this is a dashboard it created immediately in just few seconds with just a single prompt. So the value of this approach is instead of manually scanning hundreds of stocks or even building a pipeline, the system is automatically building me the pipeline and insights to highlight the companies that are behaving unusually and the industries with most activity and unusual stocks. So I can filter this down by the specific date, and it gives me the top stocks and sectors with highest activity. As you can see, this is the sector with highest unusual stocks on a specific dates, and on a specific date what are the stocks that have the unusual alert. So overall, I think this project demonstrates this is great to use prophecy, which can quickly build me the insights and analysis from large data sets like the S&P index. Something that's like really interesting is I have some errors when I try to change some of the values, and when I prompted the AI agent, it automatically fixed me some of the errors. And I can also create more filters here and remove any default filters. Overall, I love the experience. It is simple for an analyst to just go and work on the data they have. Thanks for watching.